Hi, our next stage is attaching canvas to the front of our morning coat. The first thing you need to do is you've got your morning coat front, and we're just going to check the break line. So when we attached our dart, can you see our break line? It's not continuous line, so you can leave it as it is, or you can re-tack that line if you wish. So we'll make more continuous line, but it just happens when you are touching a small dart. So going to re-tack my break line and to make it straight. There we go. And just take the rest of the backing out. So it will be continuous line. So now put the wrong side up. So with our dots, and we're applying our canvas on top. So make sure it's all lays flat, and you covers all your seam allowance of your top fabric. So if your canvas doesn't look like this, then it's something obviously went wrong. You needed to undo your canvases and put it the right way. So that's how it should be. So the next stage would be, we're going to cut our seam allowance only in your breast felt. So cut all your seam allowance, which is 2.5. You had your seam allowance there. So, and I'm going to cut all that. So they're not, the seam allowance not include into your neckline. So lay that like this. Then the next part would be, I'm just going to attach with the pins just together so it doesn't move around, just in a couple of places. So I attach pin there, just put pin here. So just in 3 places, so I can flip it over. So flip over, I'm going to take my pins out. So if you keep your pins, sometimes it's actually they interferes with the canvas, and it doesn't allow canvas lay flat. So it's very important that you take them off. So you check again, make sure your canvas is laying as flat as possible. And now we're going to attach our canvas to the top fabric. And the way we're attaching is always have to be from the front. So you need to have your tack and thread. I usually do make knots. You don't have to, you can do just the backing stitch. And we're going to, the first is attaching the straight. So can you see that? Yeah, attaching, you're gonna go through with your straight. Okay, so single thread, start from the shoulders again, leave my seam allowance there, so slightly away, because when we're going to attach it, our shoulders together, so we'll need to make sure it's accessible. So going through all the layers, top fabric, including canvases, because we're attaching canvases, so we need to go through all the layers of the canvases. Go big steps, so they are quite big stitching. Can you see that? They're quite big. Go through again through all the layers. They have to be big because we don't want them to be tiny and small, because they create tension. Okay, and we're going to stop, if you see, again just before our seam allowance there, so we'll be able to attach the skirt. So stitch. The next stage would be attaching, going around the neckline, again away from the seam allowance. Go along the neckline, then along your break line, center front, along the center front. You see that? There we go. That's better. Okay, big stitchings. And stop just before your seam allowance. So your seam allowance there starts, so stop before. Then the third line will go along your armhole and to your under armhole as well, to your side seam. Big stitchings. Make sure you do not make that thread too tight. It's very important that's not tight. And the last line I'm applying is, it's the line where you actually canvas is finished. So just going to put the running stitch that line as well. Yeah. Big stitching. Sorry, just need to secure that. Okay. Stitches. Again, check, make sure everything is lays flat. That. Turn it inside out so you can see your canvas. Sometimes what the tailors do, it's not necessary, but you know, I know lots of tailors do that. They do a little a snip here. So because it's biased already here, I usually not tend to do that. But you know, if you see some people doing it, it's absolutely fine just to have a little snip here, just to allow extra flexibility, but you don't have to. There we go. So now it's nicely done and attached to your front panel. See you next time.